Do you know what? It's great trying to invent your own weird and wonderful creatures. Now, if you fancy doing a bit of drawing, here's some ideas for you. Why not have a go at turning ordinary things into gruesome pictures? Now, it can work with anything or anyone. How about starting with yourself? Start by drawing a very simple picture of yourself, like this one I've done. Doesn't need to be brilliant or anything. Or you could always trace a picture of someone else from a magazine and then simply turn it into an alien by altering all the features. Just make it up as you go along. Take each feature on the face and do something really horrible with it. Now, I'm going to start with my eyes here, and I'm going to make them really sticky out and bulbous, so it looks really horrible. You can have some great fun doing this. And instead of giving myself 2 eyelids on each eye, I'm going to give myself 4 eyelids, like that. And maybe you don't have eyebrows, maybe they're just like bony plates that go up like this. Just make it as gruesome as you can. What about my nose? Oh, I know. I think I'll make it all wrinkly and crinkly, like that. Maybe with huge nostrils. Quite spooky. And my mouth, instead of 2 lips, let's give me 4 lips. And as for my teeth, well, I think I'll give myself fangs and pointed teeth like that. And what about my ears? I know what I'll do. I'll give myself bat ears, so they're all wrinkly and crinkly like a bat. And the great thing about turning yourself into an alien is you just make it up as you go along. Now, I think what I'll do is I'll make my face really bony and give me a real bony chin like that. And for the top of my head, how's about a real fat head up there like that? But that looks like there's all brains bursting out inside there. And instead of hair, I think I'll give myself some scales at the top. And as for my skin, well, I think I'll make that scaly as well. Put some scales in there. And I'm going to make my pupils really slanted and slitty, and I'm going to make them go the wrong way. See the way they're slanting like that? Well, that looks pretty horrible, doesn't it? And I'm going to do a really long, wrinkly neck. Now, I think I'm going to start colouring bits of it in, so I think I'll do my eyes in a real alien red. Watch this. And my skin, I think I'll make it a Martian-y green colour. Mind you, the question is, are Martians really green? In fact, do they really exist? If I was a Martian, I'd be green. And then just rub out a few of those little pencil lines there that are showing. And there it is. There's me as an alien. What do you mean it's an improvement? Try it yourself. Turn yourself or someone else into an alien. Now, when it comes to monsters, you can get inspiration from just about anywhere. Your own imagination, comics, books, TV and films. I mean, have you ever seen those Hollywood movies with gremlins? Great gremlins, all shapes and sizes, but all of them little monsters. Well, why not create one of your own? Ugh, horrible, isn't he? Here's how to make one. Now, believe it or not, the gremlin himself is made up completely from rolled up or scrunched up newspaper. It's sort of newspaper sculpture. And the great thing is, you can create any shaped little monster you like. Now, for your gremlin's head, just scrunch up a couple of sheets of newspaper Now you need to scrunch them into a ball about the size of a tennis ball and then just tape it into shape. It doesn't need to be perfect or anything, and you can put on plenty of tape. As usual, I haven't got time on Art Attack to do all of that, so I'm just doing a couple of bits to show you to hold it together like that. Now you can even poke a pencil into the paper to create 2 eye holes, or maybe even 3, depending on what you want your monster to look like. There's 1 in there, be careful when you're doing this, 1 in there, and maybe even a mouth to make it really gruesome and open that paper out. Now make the body much bigger by scrunching up even more sheets of newspaper, and you'll notice I've made this one slightly squarer. You can do it any shape you like, actually. And again, put plenty of tape on it, and then tape the head to the body. Now it's a good idea to place the head slightly hunched in a hunched position. So I'll put him there like that, just to make him really gruesome. And again, plenty of tape. Put stacks of tape on there to hold it into place. Now to make the gremlin's arms, roll a couple of sheets of newspaper into a tube and fold it in half like that. Tape those 2 ends together firmly, and then make 2 in exactly the same way like that. Then to make your gremlin look really scary, put it into a monster position, like that. Bend the arms, I'm just going to bend them, 1 there and 1 there, and tape them onto the body just behind the head so that they bend over like that, so it looks like he's coming at you in a spooky way. See that one on there like that, and then I'll bend that one over there, and another piece of tape again. Use plenty of tape for this. Now to make the legs and tail, do it in exactly the same way. Roll up sheets of newspaper, and again this time I've used even more sheets to make the legs slightly thicker, and I've even rolled back 1 here, a little bit at the end for the feet, and put plenty of tape onto it to hold it together. And there it is, there's a leg, and tape them into position on the body. And again, you know what I'm going to say, use plenty of tape. So there's 1 on there like that. He gets into all positions here, look at him there now. And then another piece of tape on the other side like that. And then, just turn him around. The great thing about these newspaper sculptures is you can keep altering the position and taping it into place. And then just finally, up the back, the tail, like that. Just put that on the back there, like that. And when you're happy with the position of everything, again, put plenty of tape on to make it nice and strong, and tape it onto some cardboard box card for a base. There it is, and again, use plenty of tape, and you can see why I've made the legs and the tail thicker so that they support the body and keep it standing up. Then take another piece of cardboard box card and draw on some monster bits. Now you can do anything you like. I'm going to do some bat wings. Here's a good way of doing bat wings. Watch this. Up, down, 1, 2, 3. Show you again. It goes up, down, 1, 2, 3. There it is. Cut them out and take them to your gremlin. I'm just going to put them in position on the back there like that. Hold them like that, and again use plenty of tape, and again I'm just going to do it very quickly to show you there like that. And to make them even more gruesome, I've cut out and stuck on some cardboard horns and some claws, and there's some claws down there on his feet, see that there? And I've even cut the base to a sort of yucky splat shape. Now, to give your gremlin a really tough, hard skin, mix some PVA glue in equal parts with water and just slop it onto your gremlin. And yeah, you know the form by now. Just paste on your glue and wrap some tissue paper or loo roll or kitchen roll around your gremlin. Just pasting more glue on as you go. And don't forget to push it around all the shapes and into all of those nooks and crannies. I'll just put another one on there to show you. And the idea is to cover the whole thing in 2 layers of your PVA glue mixture and tissue paper, getting into all of those shapes. And when you've done it, leave it to dry. And when it's dry, it's gone absolutely rock hard. Look at that, rock hard. And the skin has got all of these horrible wrinkles and lumps and bumps. See that? Perfect gremlin skin. Then paint it any design you like. Now I'm going to do mine in a gruesome green to start with, so you can just slop on your base colour there, like that, and get that sort of swampy green going. And then into that, you could mix in streaks of other mushy colours. How's about some boggy brown, like that? He's a sort of bog gremlin, this fella. Just streak that in. See the way it's all streaking in and giving the effect some sort of marsh monster or something. And it could even put in some, I don't know, puss yellow. Blech. Mix all of that in there, and it all helps with your sort of monster's skin. And when it's all done, leave it to dry. When it's dry, you can paint on some more detail. Let's see what we've got here. Well, I've put on some fangs, some white fangs, dripping in blood. Look at that, oozing in blood, and these really sinister yellow eyes. And I've even painted on some warts, and on his claws here, he's got some more blood. And there it is, there's your gremlin. And what do gremlins do? Scare people. So, place it somewhere in your house so that it's lurking in a dark corner, waiting to give someone the fright of their lives. And you can make any gremlin design you like, and you can make them as cute as you like, or as gruesome as you like. Try it yourself, a gruesome gremlin. What's this? Gone to lunch. Yeah. This gives me an idea for a big heart attack. Yeah, I had a great time on that film set making Frankenstein. Well, that's nearly it. But here's one final messy art attack monster that's really friendly and really easy to make. Hey, come here. Can I ask you a personal question? What lives under your bed? Or in the bottom of your wardrobe? Smelly socks? Old food? Something horrible? Grimy? I'll show you what lives under mine. Splat monsters. Good, aren't they? Look at that lot. Cute in a splatty sort of way. And do you know what? They're very easy to make and great fun to do. Come and have a look at this. Now, to make a splat monster, first you need to lay down a bin bag or plastic carrier bag to protect the surface that you're working on. Then you need to make some paper pulp. Now, to do this, mix some PVA glue with a small amount of water, but you need quite a lot of this mixture. Then, this is the boring bit, tear up about 6 double pages of newspaper into little bits. Might take you some time. Get Granny to do it or something. And when you've done all that, you'll have all of this. Look at that. Then, I'm going to do something you hardly ever see me do on Art Attack. I'm going to roll up my sleeves because this is messy. The idea is to put your paper bits, there we go, into the glue and squelch them about with your hands. Oh, I love my job. Look at that, eh? Keep squelching and slowly, very slowly, the paper will soak up the glue and it'll start to disintegrate if you keep mushing about. Now, look, I have to say, this takes a bit of time. It's great fun to do, but when it's done, wipe your hands and you will have something that looks like this. Look at that. It looks horrible, doesn't it? It looks like the moon's surface. Well, it makes your monster's body. So just grab a handful of it, like that, and then mould it into a rough ball. And again, I'm just squidging, squelching and moulding. And then hold this just above your bin bag and let it drop. There we go. Then you just mould it into shape a little bit if you need to. That's not bad actually, so I think I'm going to leave that like that. Just push the sides down a bit so your splat monster's got a flat bottom. Now, to make the splats coming out of the monster's body, use smaller bits of newspaper pulp. Just grab them and sort of roll them into splat arm shapes, whatever that is, sort of sausages, really. And then just place it on the bag so that it's next to your monster's body and mould it into shape like that and just gradually smooth it in like that. Look at that. It's all in the fingerwork on this one. I'll do another one there to show you. There we go. With a little sausage. And it's great doing this. And just put it on there like that and press that into place and just smooth around the edges of the splat until you're happy with its shape. And you need to do splats all the way round. I'm just going to do this couple to show you. Now, to make your monster's eyes, just use even smaller bits of pulp and just mould them into little balls and stick them in place on the top of the body, like that. Just press them down a bit, don't want to squash them though. Now, for his mouth, take a pencil and just carefully push it into the body at the front, just under the eyes, and wiggle it about a bit to create a nice toothless grin. See that? And when you've done this, and all the splats around the bottom, leave it to dry. Now, it will take quite a long time to dry, but it's worth it, because when it's dry, you'll have something that looks like that. Look at that. Brilliant, isn't it? And look at that. He's gone all rock hard. He's really solid. And to give your monster his gloopy skin, you need to get some different coloured poster paints. And the idea is to pour your first colour over the monster and let the paint drip. So here we go. Whoa, look at that lot. On you go. There it goes. Let it all drip down to create this gloopy, splatty sort of effect. And then do the same with your second colour. I'm going to use a yellow here. So watch this all mix in. Oh, down it goes. There, look at that. Over there, down there. Very nice. And do the same again with your third colour. And I love doing messy art attacks like this, as long as you prepare for them first. Don't make too much mess. Great fun. Look at that. And leave that to dry, but I'm just going to lift it up a little bit there to see the effect. There he is. Look at that. You can see him in there. And you can always touch up those little bits there with a paintbrush. And you know, you can get different effects for your monster's skin depending on the different colours that you use. Okay, let's try another one this time, just because I like doing it. There we go, here's a yellow one. And see what happens to this one. When it goes there, I'm just going to pour this. Actually, I'm going to do it quicker this time, see what happens. And it goes. And then an orange one. I think I'll do it in sort of hoops around there, like that. Look at that. And on there. And again, any of those bits that you miss, any of those gaps, you can touch them up with a paintbrush, but try not to spoil the gloopy effect. And finally, I'm going to have a purple on this one. There it is. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's beginning to take over there. Not too much. All dribbling down like that. And how about finally, maybe one using fluorescent colours. Again, I'm going to start off with a sort of fluorescent yellow around there. And see what I'm doing? I'm pouring out onto all those splatty arms. And try it with the pink, fluorescent pink. And over the arms again there, like that. And again, if you miss any of the bits out, just pour over them. Ooh, there's another bit. And finally, maybe a fluorescent orange down. Oh, look at that. That's really going for it, isn't it? On there, and there, and there. And again, with a good old paintbrush, touch up any of those bits that you've actually missed. But again, trying not to spoil that sort of gloopy, pory effect. And when you've left it to dry, it'll look brilliant. But I'm just going to lift it up just to show you the effect. See that? There it is. That's really splatty, isn't it? Look at that. That's fantastic. And when you've done all of this and the painting is dry, you can add further detail, such as white eyes, and maybe even do the detail on his eyes in black permanent marker and give him a black permanent marker mouth. And I think that looks brilliant. And how about this? When you're at the messy, wet newspaper pulp stage, just before you paint it, you could cut some little cardboard box card arms and hands and just stick them in at the sides like that. Look at that, just press them into your pulp, press them in nice and firmly, and when this is dried and it's all painted, you'll have a messy little splat monster that looks like this. Look at that. He's a sort of, hello, Mum, splat monster. And the great thing is, these splat monsters come out different every time. Right then, I'll just take this one to his home. And he lives under here with all of his friends. Look at that lot. Try it yourself. Make a splat monster that lurks in the murky, dark areas of your bedroom. Well, there you are. I've come to the end of my Art Attack monster video. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Now, you can use these ideas for inspiration, or you could try inventing some of your own. But have fun, whatever monsters you decide to create. And I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!